Hey folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. My son and I are on our way home. We've been out pretty much a good part of the day fighting a big, large wildfire in another county. Got called just after 12 or so, I think 1, something like that, requesting mutual aid. So my son and I went out and helped. They believe that it was some teenage kids and set a couple of big fields on fire and burned up probably at least 30 round bales of hay. No structures burned, no people injured, so that's good. But still, this is a reason why I tell you all the time that if you homestead, you better have a fire plan, because even now in good normal conditions, getting the fire department out there to put it out is tough, and it takes a while. What happens when that is gone? When that backup, that 911, that response is not there? You better have a plan for it, because people set fires and nature sets fires, and out in the countryside it happens all the time. Anyways, obviously I've been busy, so haven't had time to look at anything really going on. I did see that Donald Trump has issued a warning or a threat to Hamas. Now, this morning I was reading that Israel was claiming that Hamas has broken the ceasefire agreement because they still have not yet released all of the hostages. And so Israel was claiming that it was if that's all correct, what they're saying, then I would agree that violates the ceasefire agreement, because they still have not released them, and that Israel was telling their military to get prepared because things could heat up. Donald Trump at some point today chimed in and said basically like Hamas doesn't deserve any sympathy, and that if they don't play by the rules, if they don't release these hostages, he said something to the effect of all hell is going to break loose on them. I mean, it's been pretty hellish for them for a while over there in the Gaza Strip. So makes me wonder if he's talking about the United States getting more directly involved, if there's more fighting, more conflict. I don't know. That would be definitely a change in things. Things are changing, and I know that's a theme that I've been saying for days now, weeks now, it seems like. But we have to understand that. You know, I said this morning in the video that this is all going according to God's plan, and that's true. But you also have to understand at the same time that Satan is doing everything he can to make sure things go according to his plan. So there is. It's a spirit. That's what spiritual warfare is in the end. But you've got Satan, who is on this planet, and he is trying to destroy. He's trying to disrupt. You know, look at how things have just. And I'm not talking like in the last few weeks or since 2000 and whatever, when COVID happened or Biden took office. I'm talking about the last several decades, as we're watching society become more perverted, society fall apart more, society, hatred, violence, things like that. They don't get along. When I was a kid, in my generation, you got along with everybody. There was always those times that there was some fights picked or something like that, but you pretty much got along with everybody. And you disagreed with things, and maybe you didn't like someone or you didn't like what they said, but you got over it. You had some thick skin, and you just got over it. You moved on. You didn't let it bother you. Now, it's not just that we hate everybody because they're different. It's like we're to the point now that people are wanting to do violence and are doing violence to each other just because they're different, just because they believe differently, just because they think differently. God is not the author of confusion. And so when we see confusion and we see he knows Scripture better than you and I assure you. He knows Scripture better than you and I. He knows where he's going to end up. And he knows he can't change that. But what he knows he can change is the possibility of taking more of us with him. The more he can take of us with him where he's going, the better. He feels that he's succeeded. And so that's what we're seeing happen. The world is just becoming more wicked and more self, more about ourselves. You know, it's our own selfish, wicked ways. So anyways, when you are preparing, it's not just about how many beans you can buy and put away, and how many bags of rice you can, how many cans of tomatoes and green beans, or cases of ammo and stuff. I mean, that is important stuff, most definitely, because we are still flesh and blood. We still live in a physical existence. We're also spiritual people. We're soul. We have to understand that there is another battle going on. It's not just a social battle. It's not just a battle between the Republicans and Democrats, or between the Marxists and the capitalists, or whatever. That's not. Those are symptoms. Those are just pieces to that puzzle. You have to understand that there is a battle. Okay, it's bigger than that, and it is a spiritual battle. And that battle, we're right in the middle of it. And so while it is important to get yourselves prepared in all these other ways that I talk about, knowledge, actual things, skills, stockpiling, self-sufficiency, all that kind of stuff, that's all very important. We have to understand that we also have to prepare ourselves for the spiritual war that is ahead of us, and really already here. I mean, how many of us have seen loved ones and family members that's fallen away because of all this new woke wickedness? It's going to get worse. There's going to be more temptations. There's going to be more pressure. And we have to be prepared for that. So work on your spiritual preparedness. Crack open that Bible. Read it. And realize that all of this stuff that's happening, it's real. It's really happening. But it's also just a symptom of the bigger problem. So get ready for that stuff too, because I assure you, it's way bigger. It's way more important. We have to do both. We have to be getting our houses in order, preparing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next